Good morning. It is Wednesday, December 7th. I'm Clint Yates.
And I'm Jacqueline Sarkeesian. Thank you for joining us for CBS 19 this morning. Well, temperatures will be slightly warmer today, but don't get used to it.
Yeah, some very cold weather is making its way to East Texas. Let's get over to meteorologist Ashley Kramlich with the very latest. Good morning, Ashley.
Good morning, Jacqueline and Clint.
Well, this morning, much of the central U.S. is dealing with a major blast of Arctic air.
The dangerous storm is lingering over the northern plains, bringing snow, ice, and blizzard conditions. A travel-related case of the Zika virus has made its way to Smith County.
This makes 6 cases of Zika reported in East Texas so far.
Authorities in Oakland, California have declared a local state of emergency following the deadly warehouse fire. The city plans to vote on ratifying the declaration tomorrow. So far, fire crews have recovered at least 36 victims and have identified all but one of them. But investigators now believe it was not set intentionally. It may have been caused by a refrigerator or other electrical appliance. Hundreds showed up to Texas A&M's Kyle Field to voice their opposition to a white nationalist organization meeting on its campus. The counter event was organized by the university to protest alt-right, an organization that has become known as a radical conservative movement defined by white nationalism. The group's leader, Richard Spencer, made a speech on campus. People who opposed his views and message lined up with signs to show him that he's not welcome there. Spencer says despite his calls for the empowerment of the white race, he doesn't consider himself the leader of a hate group, racist, or any form of Nazi. A CBS 19 exclusive, what was planned as a simple trip to see Cuba took a sudden and unexpected turn for Bishop Joseph Strickland. More than 24 hours before he left for Cuba came news that its leader, Fidel Castro, had died. Bishop Strickland did not plan to be in Cuba during such a historical period, and as he left, a new era just started. He and several other bishops took the first American Airlines flight from Miami to Havana. They simply wanted to see what the nation was like before changes that will definitely come from the border opening. He says interacting with the Cuban people came with a number of lessons. The bishop says he hopes to go back to Cuba in a few years. He wants to see what comes from the recent changes there and hopes it includes added opportunity. A couple in Galveston County was finally able to have a wedding ceremony 22 years in the making, and they say they owe it all to the Good Samaritans in their community. New this morning in entertainment news, Naomi Judd has joined a growing list of celebrities who have opened up about struggling with mental illness. She has been diagnosed with severe depression and has spent time in psychiatric hospitals. Judd is also confronting lingering issues from her childhood as part of her therapy. That includes being molested by a relative when she was 3. Madonna goes for a spin with James Corden in tonight's Late Late Show carpool karaoke segment. The Material Girl even twerks in a moving vehicle. The video also hints the pop icon is set to dish on her relationship with the late king of pop, Michael Jackson. You can also watch The Late Late Show on CBS 19 on weeknights starting at 11:37 p.m.
I bet it'll be fun.
I bet it will be.
Segments always are.
How about that twerking?
Boy, right there in the front seat.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could make that happen.
Neither did I.
Yeah. All right, let's do our water cooler question for today. 25 years ago, this was not a popular clothing item for women, but it is now. What is the clothing item?
No idea.
Boy.
Do you have any idea?
I'm trying to think back to what's different between now and then.
I don't know.
Maybe you can help us this morning.
Yeah, maybe take a guess on Facebook at KYTX CBS 19. We'll give you the answer at about 6:55.
All right, 5:30. Glad you're with us this morning as we just keep preparing for this cold weather. Yesterday, it just seemed like it would never dry up. It was just this constant little
damp
drizzle,
and like drizzle.
Raining a
It's
little
just
bit
been
all day.
Just been a dreary kind of week.
Yeah, it is, and by tomorrow it's going to feel a
By
lot.
tomorrow it's going to
Even
feel
cooler.
very cold.
Oh, jeez.
But looking forward to it.
Bundle up.
I'm not.
No, I'm not either, really. All right, thanks, Ashley. Happening today, it has now been 75 years since the attack on Pearl Harbor.
U.S. and Japanese leaders were come together today to mark the anniversary. An official from Japan will lay flowers at the main memorial event. He's from the home of the Japanese admiral that led the attack on the U.S. naval base at Pearl Harbor. The attack claimed over 2,000 American lives. Tomorrow, there'll be a smaller ceremony organized by both countries. Right now, Houston police are looking for 4 dangerous men who robbed a family in the Uptown area. Police say one of the men posed as a UPS worker. When the homeowner opened the door, the suspects forced their way in and assaulted the man with a gun. 2 women and 2 small children were able to lock themselves in a closet while the men ransacked the house. San Antonio water system officials say the department is beginning the investigation into what caused a sinkhole that claimed the life of a county deputy. A spokesperson says the first step is to install a new pipe to fix the broken one. Then they can drain the water and take a look at the broken pipe piece by piece to see what went wrong. So far, there is no timeline on when the investigation will be complete. A California man's nerves may be a little shattered this morning because there was a bear hiding under his house.
That'll do that. Eric Barnes went to fill his fountain outside yesterday morning when he heard a growl. Then he saw 2 big eyes looking back at him. Whew. This marks the second reunion between him and this black bear. Barnes chose to leave his home for the meantime. The Fish and Wildlife Department did return later to see if the bear was gone. If he isn't, they may have to tranquilize him in order to move him.
People living in the area don't want to harm the animal, but they also just don't want him around. Understandably so.
That little growl when you go to check the mail, whew, that had to be a little scary.
For the past 10 years, the city of Longview has been working on constructing a 10-mile trail for those of you who enjoy taking a bike ride or a jog. Construction will start this summer. The trail extension is expected to be done by spring 2018. Now, we told you about this earlier this week. The Mall of America in Minnesota hired its first ever Black Santa Claus as part of its Santa experience.
Jacqueline and Clint, back to you.
Ooh.
That's it. I'm leaving.
You're getting out of here.
No, I can't deal with this coldness.
Well, right now you can enjoy the Magical Wonderland tour of Christmas trees at the Prestige Estates Assisted Living and Memory Care Facility in Tyler.
More than 20 themed trees are on display, and kids can even drop off their letters for Santa. Our chief photographer, Alan Casper, gives us a look. Wow, do you see those
Christmas.
sweaters?
Yeah, the sweaters, the trees look good. Feels like Christmas out there.
Yeah, very festive. Well, growing up on a farm may be good for your children.
How it may help fight off allergies. That's coming up next in our Health Alert. All right, it is 5:54 now.
5 o'clock hour is almost
Boy,
over.
it is almost, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, a big media merger gets scrutiny today.
And some Texans' health insurance may change in the new year. Jane King is at the NASDAQ with those stories and more in today's Texas Business Report.
U.S. researchers have linked a heart disease protein in the blood to early-stage brain damage. The study tracked more than 2,000 adults, and it found a protein associated with heart stress was an early indicator of stroke and dementia. Scientists say growing up on farms might protect children from allergies. They found that kids who are exposed to dust, which increases a protein in their blood, suppresses their inflammatory immune systems.
Didn't work for me. I grew up
were-
on the farm, and you can tell in the mornings I get the allergies.
You get
in
bad
the morning.
allergies?
Yeah, so I missed out on that one for
You're like, I wish that happened to me.
some reason, yeah. Hey, coming up in our next hour here on CBS 19 this morning, 2 children find their forever homes just in time for the holidays. Their story in this morning's Children Are a Gift.
And taking a look outside at our tower cam, 47 degrees, cooler than yesterday.
Barely.
Barely,
By a
but
notch.
still. The 6 a.m. hour of CBS 19 starts right after the break.